I am so incredibly fortunate to be joined now by the manager of Atletico Ottawa, Carlos Gonzalez. Carlos, how are you today?
Hello, happy to be here. Yeah, very good.
It is always wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time. To say this week would be a little hectic in your world would be an understatement, as Atletico returns to the playoffs this Sunday and get ready to host either York FC or Pacific FC. But we'll
Mhm.
we'll we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a moment. Just to kind of set the table, 2021. Atletico was last in the Canadian Premier League. You come in, the team reverses its fortune, finishes first place in 2022. And I don't know if you remember this or not, you picked up Coach of the Year that season. 2023 was a bit of a challenging one, whereas Atletico did not make the playoffs, but Atletico has come roaring back to the playoffs in 2024. So first and foremost, congratulations to you and your hard efforts. I know that this season or this off season, this previous off season, there were a lot of moves that were made. Manchester City has Kevin De Bruyne, KDB. You guys brought in MDB, Matthew De Bruyne, to shore up the team. We made a lot of great additions. And so far, overall, how would you view the overall 2024 campaign?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having memory. I think this is this is very important in this job, where the most important thing is the day by day and is what you have ahead. And evaluating the season of 2024, I think that has been a quite satisfying season. We've created a new team from scratch nearly. 70-80% of the players are new. And our target and our goal was to make the team compete against the best teams, more consistent teams of the CPL of Canada. So I think we've done it until the moment. I think that we've competed against Forge, we've competed against Cavalry. I think that although we've been in many moments as the first team of the league, I think that we have to give value to the work that the players have done, to the work that we did in the off season, and how the team has been growing. With certain handicaps, but at the end of the day, it has been a good season in which we look forward to ending the best way, because now we are in the most important moment of the season, in which I think that the team is reaching this moment in a great level of confidence in how we're playing. So yeah, looking forward for this weekend, and hopefully we can do a great game.
Excellent. Now, the first 14 games of the season, we saw Atletico with 8 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws. The second half of the season was a little more challenging with 3 wins, 7 draws, and 4 losses. Do you attribute that more so to the overall competitiveness of the Canadian Premier League because the teams in the league that you play alongside just keep getting better? Some people have said maybe it's complacency. How do you view like the two halves of the season?
Well, I don't think it's complacency. I really do think that it's multifactorial. I think that being first in the league from round four, I think that we went into there and consistently trying to fight against yourself, because you're the first team in the league, demands a lot of energy, mental energy. And maybe this is one of the learnings that we have to do this season and this year. But it's multifactorial. I think that the first couple of months we took the results of a great preseason. We surprised the opponents because we changed a lot of things in the way of playing, system, identity, names of players.
Mhm.
And throughout the season, of course, they've been knowing us a little bit more, and we've tried to evolve the idea of the team, changing and tweaking things, because at the end of the day, this league is a very difficult league to play, in which you play against each team 4 times, in which every time the details count a lot. And also, why not saying it? I think that we had a couple of injuries, a couple of situations in which maybe the squad haven't been as deep as we thought we had, and that's why maybe we've had some ups and downs. But as I say, we are in the moment now in which we start from zero. Everybody has new energy. What you've done in the past, it doesn't count too much.
Mhm.
And yeah, looking forward with a lot of motivation and embracing the opportunity. I think that this is the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And tying on that, when you go into the playoffs, it is a whole new season. The regular season record is completely thrown out the window. So we're talking today, and by the end of this day, you'll know who your opponent is. I have to ask, is there a team you would rather see across the field on Sunday between York and Pacific, or is it this at this point, does it even matter?
I don't think it matters too much. I think that the things that matters more is ourselves, is what we do. I think we've shown in the previous months that we're a team that is capable, if we are doing the right things, if we step out to the field with the way we want to do it. I think that we're a team that we can win and beat anyone. Okay, but
Mhm.
at the same time, we have to be focused and concentrate, because the details and the difference between one teams and other teams are not very big.
Mhm.
So yeah, I will be looking the game of today, of course. But at the end of the day, what we are working is on ourselves, on controlling emotions, controlling details, because I think in this type of tournament, in playoff knockout games, we have to take care of our business, and we have to take care on situations in which well, the emotions are going to be high, and this is what we're looking for.
Excellent, excellent. Now, one of the intangibles I would say coming into this weekend is of course the home fan support. The fans at TD Place have not wavered at all. I have not wavered in saying that this is the absolute best bang for your buck when it comes to seeing sports live. With all due respect to the other teams that represent this city, there's something very special about going to an Atletico game. Everybody's locked in. People aren't walking around catching up. They do
Mm.
that at halftime or before or after the game. When the whistle blows, people are locked in. How excited are you to have the first of hopefully three playoff games in front of the fans at TD Place?
Well, I think that you said it. Instead of intangible, I think that it's very tangible. I think that the energy that they put every single day is brilliant, and we need them. I think that we can be the club can be very proud of the connection that we are making with the city, and I think that in the last 6 games, the crowd was over 6,000 or 5,000 spectators. So I think that this is very important. They are going to be a very important part of the game next Sunday, because at the end of the day, when everything is going to go on the thin things, on the details, having the backup of your fans, having the backup of the city, and feeling that support will give us an extra boost in the critical moments. So yeah, absolutely. I think that we could expect a big crowd. I think that we are going to try our best to do things how we have to do, and to make them proud. At the end of the game, to make them feel proud of the level of the team, and how we can get through the next round.
Well, as a support, I think we're already proud. So you've already hit that mark, and we're very excited to see what happens. I have to ask. I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. I see you on the sidelines. I see you've obviously done a phenomenal job with this team for several years. How do you keep your team focused on this game? Because with this playoff format, it's very easy to look ahead, to be paying attention to what could potentially be coming down the road. But obviously, what's right in front of you is the most important thing. So, how do you keep your team? How do you keep your team focused solely on this Sunday's matchup?
Mainly, since we arrived here like nearly 3 years ago, we have like a mantra that is one more match, one more final. It's like one game at a time, one day at a time, one training at a time. I think is being putting all our energies on the present, and this is going to give us the solutions for the future. So I think that the players understood this perfectly. Today we've done a great training session in which you've seen the energy, you see how they are eager to get into the game, fighting for the position. Now we are starting to see that everybody's available, and they want a spot in the 11. And this is the main target that we have. I think that if you do everything every single day and every single action the best that you can do, the reward is going to be big at the end of the day. So we don't try to lose many energy or much energy in what is going to happen, because we don't know if it's going to happen or not. At the end of the day, we only can control what we have in our hands at the moment. So yeah, we are working hard, and we're going to focus on do a great game, a good performance, a solid performance, and from that step into the future.
Excellent. Just a couple of quick things. Do you have, as we've shifted the playoff format this season and last season, it included 5 teams, whereas previously, when in 2022, when Atletico finished first, there was only 4 teams in the playoffs, and there was an aggregate. How do you feel about this new playoff format, or is it really something that concerns you?
I feel it's interesting. I'm not going to lie. You maybe last season when they changed it, I felt that was a little bit strange. But now thinking of what is creating on the end of the regular season, I think it's a very interesting format in which everybody's fighting for valuable spots in terms of the standings until the last game of the season, and also it gives you a small but big advantage depending on how do you finish on the regular season. We finished third, so we go directly to quarterfinals. Teams that had finished in a better position, they're going to have a second option to play another semifinal. And this is what it is. I think that playing games of knockout of only one single game, well, for the spectacle for the fans, for the party of football is going to be very interesting, because at the end of the day, in 90 minutes, you play for all or nothing. So it's very interesting in terms of marketing, in terms
Mhm.
of how people see it.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, listen, we will leave it there. I wish you nothing but the best this weekend. And my hope is that once we get past through this weekend, we can talk again as we get ready for the semifinals. Okay. So all the best to you and the team, and cannot wait for this Sunday and the triumphant return to the playoffs for Atletico Ottawa. Okay. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you so much. A pleasure as always. And hopefully we can meet again the next week.